This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sometimes in life we're faced with tough choices and the path forward isn't always clear, whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else. Therapy helps you stay connected with what you really want while you're navigating life. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/IDK today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IDK. Put the IDK in there, you get yourself 10% off. Thank you to our sponsor, Factor. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/IDCAT50, that's IDKAT50, and use the code IDCAT50 to get 50% off. That's IDCAT50 at factormeals.com/IDCAT50 to get 50% off. That's IDKAT50 to get 50% off. Ladders. Stairs. Is it all just about getting high? Well, you might find out, and I don't know about that.
What?
With me, Jim Jefferies.
Well, it was perfect timing, too. That one was really stellar.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, it took you a while there to get there.
Ladders and stairs is all about getting high. That would be the name of my Ladders and Stairs company. That would be my slogan.
Getting high.
It's about getting high. Yeah. Than the floor.
It's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. What do you reckon was invented first, ladders or stairs?
Stairs.
You don't reckon that there was someone trying to reach something on a tree? I don't know. I feel like the ladder seems like such a rudimentary.
I think, but stairs you don't have to like.
It's not a ladder like that. Just the two poles with the bits in between.
But don't you think
I feel
just
like
a step
like
would be
just people would have put like rocks on
Yeah, I
things
guess
to
there
get-
was rock
Yeah.
steps.
And they're probably
I
rock
guess.
ladders. They probably stack things. and
According
you
to the
kept-
internet, which is never wrong, Quora, stairs likely came first.
Likely.
They can be a natural formation of geography because they just exist in nature.
Stairs just existed. So would you say stairs were invented before the wheel?
Yes.
Because we had to get to elevated things. So they always call wheel the first invention. But I feel like the wheel would have come after stairs.
Rocks are nature's staircase.
This is a website called Ladders UK Direct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
What
The
do they
histories
say?
of ladders. When were they invented?
Okay.
Well, don't give him the information. It's going to ruin our ladder episode.
I won't remember.
Yeah, he'll forget.
Wait,
Okay.
actually, we should do a ladder
There's a
episode.
picture of the pyramids, so I'm thinking it's something with the pyramids.
Dang.
The pyramids all day had ladders on them, scaffolding all around the
All
fucking thing.
day!
Why would they?
Whenever-
Aliens made them.
Whenever they go, how are they made? A lot of slaves. Just lifting.
That's true.
True
A
that.
lot of people lifting.
Lot of slaves.
Think of a lot of people, then double it. That's what they did.
Whoa.
Doing the heavy lifting.
Shit.
They can't even fit.
Wow,
in there.
there's so many.
Yeah, everyone. There's so many trying to lift it. They're all just got a finger on it. So many people.
We're helping.
There's
We're
thousands
helping.
of people underneath just with a finger. Thinner the slaves, the more fingers. You want to have a real good thin slave to build a pyramid,
Oh boy.
so they could all fit in under the bricks.
Not a lot of fat slaves that I've seen.
You weren't there.
Wow.
Maybe the pharaoh fed them well.
Probably not.
Yeah. The fat
JimJeffries.com.
slaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
That's going to be my name of my next special, The Fat Slaves of Egypt.
That's the name of your special?
Yeah, The Fat Slaves of Egypt.
What's the joke?
It's just they're all going to be carrying me out. I'm just going to get a whole lot of fat Egyptian-looking fellas to carry me out like a king.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
This
yeah,
won't be
yeah.
a problem at all.
Yeah.
This is good.
This is
I already feel nervous
This is why I
about
don't plan on
it.
making any more specials for this express reason. My names aren't good.
Well, you can see Jim live
Yeah.
on the road. You're in Canada.
My show's in real good nick at the moment. Very happy with it. It's very it's a smooth hour and a half of stand up. It's good stuff.
Southern California. Going to be in
SoCal.
Anaheim, Thousand Oaks, and then up in Oakland as well during
Yeah,
the
man.
whole run.
That's
And,
how I go. That's how I live. That's how
Go
I
to
roll.
JimJeffries.com. Look at all the episodes. I'll get all the dates on there for his shows.
Yeah, Oakland. I'm coming.
If you live in San Diego, please come see me in October 14th and 15th at
Yeah,
Mic Drop.
It's not like you have to. Not like you have to watch your baseball team anymore. Oh.
Damn. They're never going to live that down.
Hate mail's coming in. I can feel it.
And next week we have our first live show. So if it's not already sold out, which
yeah.
it might be, get tickets.
I forgot what order we're doing
Yeah.
this in.
And is it Flappers?
It's at Flappers.
Yeah, Flappers.
Flaptastic.
Yeah.
be
Might
fun.
already be sold out.
It
If
used
it
to be a
is,
strip club for women with large vaginas.
Yep.
or Macaroni Grill. I think it was a Macaroni Grill.
Come and see us live. It'll be more like this. We can guarantee it.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of looking around. Are you going to wear a hat? People were 50-50 on your hat, Jim.
What hat?
Oh no, I loved
the space hat.
Yeah.
Space hat?
Some people
Yeah.
were like, some people wrote to me like, "What's Jim wearing?" I'm like, "It's a NASA hat. I don't know what else to tell you." Like, it's
very clearly.
pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
It's a bit of fun.
But some people were like, "We don't like the hat." Some people loved it. They're 50-50, I believe.
Yeah, but it got people talking.
Yeah, algorithm.
did.
Got the
Yeah.
algorithm going.
Join the conversation.
I thought you were going to start wearing hats.
Ah, you're witless.
Forrest is witless.
Yeah, he's witless. That's I work with a guy in Australia, an Irish bloke called John. Hello, John, if you're listening. I like John. And but John Amos got up. John's, I think, a religious fella. He's Catholic or something like that. And Amos got up and did some stuff about British, bishops molesting kids.
Oh, yeah.
And he came up to Amos and he went like this. He goes, "I enjoyed your show, but I found the stuff about the bishops to be witless."
I was wondering where you got this from. I was
So
like,
occasionally me and Jack, I just call him Witless, or we call each other Witless back and forth.
That was witless.
Witless. That was Witless.
Great.
It's such a great put down. It's like someone says a joke, don't laugh, just look at them still faced and go, Witless.
Witless. It's so
would
hurt.
It hurts to your
honestly,
core.
It does.
So go
Trying to
see
be
me.
funny right now, Kelly. Witless.
So anyways, San Diego, I'll be there. Foreshaw.net. Also, I have a podcast called The Merman Podcast. We're giving away a car this month. So you might
What?
listen.
What?
How the
Yeah.
fuck are you giving
Whoa,
away a
on
car?
Jack and my podcast, The Unsolicited, we're giving away 2 cars.
Yeah,
this
we're giving
month.
away 2 cars.
Are you really giving
Yeah.
away a car?
No.
Oh,
I
well,
just
we
want-
are
I just
actually
want-
giving away
We
2.
actually, yes, are giving away 2 cars.
I just want people to listen to it. It's called The Merman Podcast. Dave Williams. We're giving away free barbecue that Dave's making.
All right, that's
We're giving
We're
away
giving away
2
2 cars.
barbecues.
Yeah. No, but
2
this is a
cars.
real thing we're giving away.
Oh, yeah, same with us
Yeah,
with 2
same.
cars. All right, let's meet our guest.
Listen to both podcasts.
Yeah.
For some reason, just so you know, that people will write to us about like the Unsolicited podcast is better, and we never care. Like anytime that comes in,
Hey, you don't care. You're bringing it up.
No, because I'll say something and Dave's like, "What is that again?" I'm like, "It's people's podcast." Remember Jack? And oh yeah, he's like there. And then somebody finally said, "You've turned me, and this podcast is better because you gave away a lot of barbecue."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, they won't be winning one of the
I will
cars.
say this: I don't listen to any of them,
Yeah.
But
including this.
you've been on Unsolicited.
Do you even subscribe to this podcast?
No.
Jim? You don't even give the subscription. You have your own.
It's not for me.
He gave us a 1-star review. It's really fucked.
I hate myself. Why would I want to hear it?
All right. Well, anyways, with that being said, let's meet our guest. Please welcome our guest, Dr. Terry Cronin.
Hello, Dr. Terry Cronin. Now it's time to play. Yes, no.
Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Judging a book by its cover.
Dr. Terry, he's in a classroom type of area. He might be in a doctor's office, but he looks like he's more of a professor. I'm going to say you are not a doctor of medicine. Am I correct?
No.
No, he's not a doctor of medicine.
No, you're not correct.
Oh, I'm not
Right?
correct.
Correct. You're not correct.
I'm not correct. So you are a doctor of medicine. Okay, that was a hard way to get there. Okay, doctor of medicine. Do you specialize in one particular field of medicine?
Yes.
Do you teach medicine, or are you just a practicing medicine guy?
Good questions.
Yeah.
This is something that concerns you, but I don't think you have issues with yet.
Oh, women taking over the world.
No, medically wise.
I mean, sorry, I meant AI.
Oh.
Medical. It concerns me. It's not my baldness concerns me. Cancer doesn't really bother me. I don't worry. I don't think about getting cancer.
Well, there is a type of cancer associated with this.
I don't think about it. I feel like it's something it's a bridge you should cross when it gets to you. You shouldn't worry about it because you could spend your life going. My wife goes mental with food additives and stuff like that.
That being said, you do worry about this now, and you do prevent yourself from getting this type of cancer.
Skin cancer.
There you go.
All right.
Talking about dermatology.
I know all about skin cancer.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Dr. Terrance Cronin is a board-certified dermatologist and the president of the American Academy of Dermatology. Dr. Cronin leads the world's largest dermatologic society that represents
stupid.
more than 20,800 physicians who have specialized in and diagnosed in the treatment of skin, hair, and nail conditions. He also holds the same position for the American Academy of Dermatology Association, a sister organization focused on government affairs, health policy, and practice information. Dr. Terrance Cronin is the president of the American Academy of Dermatology, so please follow them at aad.org and follow him on Instagram at Passion for Dermatology. Dr. Cronin, please tell us a little bit how you got into this field and yeah.
He's leaving now. What's he about to go into his microscope?
I don't know. Did you hear any of that, Dr. Cronin?
No, I had some kind of delay. That's why I moved my phones to see if I got better reception.
I think you did.
Oh, you just fixed it. Can you hear it perfectly
it's
now?
way better. You could probably use your AirPods if you want to, but I think you're okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Ah! All right. Okay.
We thought you were walking off the podcast.
All
How did we offend him already?
So how did you get into dermatology was the basic question.
So my dad was a dermatologist, so I grew up in a dermatologist's home.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. My father was a carpenter, so I grew up to be Jesus.
What is there a microscope above your head there? What is that?
Yes. I put you right in the microscope stage. Maybe I get it out of the way.
No,
There we
I
go.
liked it.
Kind of like it. It's like
Very, very doctory. It's like we're all a fungus underneath a thing that you're going to look at.
Well, I did your whole intro and promoting stuff, just so you know. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ask questions about dermatology to Jim, and you're going to listen to his answers. And at the end of that, I'm going to ask you to grade him on his accuracy, 0 through 10, 10 being the best. And then Kelly's going to grade him on confidence. I'm going to grade him on et cetera. If you get 0 through 10, skinwalker, Jim. It's not good. It's some sort of weird beast or something. I don't even know what it is. It's scary. 11 through 20, skin tag. 21 through 30, skin city, baby. You know what that
Love
is?
Skin City.
It's like Vegas, but with skin.
Yeah.
It's like the cool, I don't know. Just made it up. All right. First question. What is a dermatologist, Jim?
Skin doctor.
Okay.
Bingo.
Where,
100%.
It's a doctor who works on the biggest organ of the human body.
all right. Where was the first school of dermatology?
You can see we've done proctology episodes. You didn't go, where was the first proctologist? I will go, it was at the Oil of Ulan Academy. You know where you see Oil of Ulan? Here at the Oil of Ulan
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is
Oil
that?
of Ulan's like this makeup stuff, or maybe it's in Europe.
Oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay.
I was like trying to figure out how to spell this. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking
Oil of
about?
Olay has an academy. And they're just creams and stuff.
There was a first school of dermatology. Do you know where it was? or-
It would have to be.
Where
It's
and
going to
when?
be somewhere. It's going to be in Switzerland. The Swiss would have been.
When
in
was, you know, when
Zurich
when people
in
started?
June of 1936.
What kind of schooling do you have to do to become a dermatologist? Like how many
Same
years?
as any doctor.
How many
you'd have
years?
to-
and, yeah.
You'd have to do 4 years regular medicine, then you'd have to do your specialising stuff. I'd say it's 6 years of university to become a qualified dermatologist.
Describe as many functions of the skin as you can.
Holding bones and organs in place.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Stopping your body from spilling onto the concrete.
Another good one.
Is that a function?
Yeah. Keeping hair on head.
Ooh.
Yeah. Making mouth hole.
Wait, the
Skin.
skin makes your mouth hole?
Hey, what else is this?
All right. Do
It's
you,
all true.
you have any more answers?
Ear cartilage coverage.
Are you sure you're not the doctor?
Wow, you're
It's your skin. I'll tell you what functions it does for me. Burning, ruining holidays.
Okay.
Vacation. Something to be mocked at by people with darker skin.
What are the different skin types?
Cancer causing.
What are the different skin types?
Black, white, and brown.
Okay. What system of is that your answer?
Different
Okay.
types.
What system of the human body is the skin a part of? You know, there's like a circulatory.
The
there's
epidermis.
The epidermal system.
The epidermis. The outer dermis.
So there's like a system, like circulatory is for your
The respiratory.
It's
Not
respiratory.
respiratory. The one that the circular blood. The
circulatory.
Circulatory.
Okay. How many skin cells does the average person have?
I don't know. I sold a lot of mine. Skin cells. Thousands. 25,000.
25,000? Okay. What percentage of the human's body weight does skin make up?
Depends if you're a fat person who lost a lot of weight and then you have those big flappy elephant ears. You know, those ones? Because that'll weigh more than a skinny person's. But I would say proportionally it would be 20% of your body weight.
Does skin grow back, like / renew? If yes, how
Yeah,
often?
skin grows back. Skin grows back in layers. So, like, I get psoriasis, and psoriasis is when the skin layers grow back too quickly, and it's not because it's meant to just sort of go away. So they reckon most dust, well, not a lot of dust, is skin cells. That's why old people's houses fucking stink.
What are the different layers of skin called? You got different layers.
The dermis,
The
epidermis,
Yeah.
superdermis,
Yeah.
and the dermatologist.
Ooh.
Okay. Do they all? What are the
Five layers.
5 layers? What are the different roles? You only said 4, but
Yeah, I don't know all of them.
okay.
I'm not a specialist.
Do you know the different roles of each layers?
Yeah, one's to be layer 1, sticking out with the earth. This is hard skin. This is skin that loves the elements, wants to be part of the elements, unless it burns, then it feels. The number 4, supporting number 1, the outer one. Number 2, right down to number 1, which his whole job is keeping organs in.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
How do sweat glands work? How many do we have?
Prince Philip doesn't know. Am I right? Or what's Prince Andrew?
Whatever.
We have sweat glands all over. A sweat gland, when you get hot, your body excretes a liquid called sweat, which is just like salty water to me and you, and that cools you down.
Okay. Do you know how many we have? Or
All of them.
okay. Why do we get wrinkles?
Squinting is one of the big things.
Yeah.
We get wrinkles from sun. Sun will give you wrinkles all day. UV light would be one of the worst enemies to wrinkles, or friend to the wrinkle, enemy to the smooth skin. And the sun will give you wrinkles. Smoking, wrinkle city.
Yeah.
That's the one that made women stop smoking the most, they reckon. Of all the cigarette packets, there's like pictures of dead babies and shit. And it was one of them that was like this, you'll get wrinkles. And they were like, fuck this, sunbedding will give you wrinkles.
Can someone make their skin smoother? If so, how?
Fillers, you can put filler in your skin. Collagen is a thing that can smooth out skin. And any other countless amounts of ointments that are sold from midnight till 4 in the morning on shopping channels.
What about Photoshop? There you go.
Photoshop's good.
Yeah, I don't bloody Photoshop fucking everyone. No one looks like them bloody self. I don't Photoshop any of my pictures. You can go through them all. They're all me.
All right. Do you know any of these words?
Yeah.
What they
all of
mean?
them.
What is dermatopathology? Dermatopathology. Can't say it.
That dermatopathology is the pathology of the dermato. The dermato is the end of the derm. The toe, the tip, if you will.
Okay.
I think wrap up the podcast. I think he's got it.
Dr. Cronin, we don't need you. Trichology, do you know what that is?
Ah, yes, I've tried it many times. I don't need to try ecology. I know ecology.
Okay. Should I even ask about
Yes.
what is Mohs surgery? Mohs? Mohs?
Mohs surgery.
Yeah,
It's a mid-level Mexican restaurant surgery where they have to say "Welcome to Moe's" as you go in.
The Moe's burritos. I thought you were going to go Moe's from The Simpsons.
It started in Atlanta.
Moe's is
Southwest Grill. It
Moe's
started
burritos or Moe's surgery?
Well, the
bit
burritos.
of both. Little
Okay.
from column A.
All right, I think we'll skip. We'll ask you a
Welcome to
couple more.
Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's.
You know the other place that does that, Nobu. But
Welcome to
Nobu's-
Nobu.
Yeah. You're like, welcome to Moe's.
Here, I'm going to ask you
Yeah,
a couple.
welcome to Moe's.
Just a couple other questions. What is acne? Like, how does that happen?
Pimples.
How does that happen?
Acne. Acne is I get a lot of sebaceous cysts on my body, which is the closing of pores, making into a hardened rock type substance underneath, and they have to be cut out or lanced if you get them earlier. And then acne is just like a volcano-y build-up of just gunk and bacteria into a pore, making it into a pimple. You ever had a pimple before, Forrest?
Yeah, I've got a sty right now.
Oh, you got a
on my
sty.
eyelid. It's like a little pimple on my eyelid. It looks- I don't know if it's a pimple. but-
Styes aren't fun. Hot compress. That's the only thing.
I know, I just found out today.
Hot compress. Get a bit of that stye.
My first one in my life I've had. Yeah.
I have had them. My wife had one once. It was like the end of the world. Oh, the house. We were all on lockdown.
Psoriasis, you already mentioned. Any other common skin conditions you can think of?
Moles.
Moles.
Freckling of the moles. Melanoma, which is a cancerous. That's the worst one of them all for us.
Yeah.
Psoriasis is a bad one. My father suffers from vitiligo. Vitiligo is the depigmentation of the skin, a la Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson did bleach his skin because vitiligo, if you've seen it, especially, it's very prominent on black people if you see it because it goes straight to white. So my father, it's all over his chest, but you can't really, you can see it on his hands, but you have to look, you know what I mean? But it's all very blotchy and it's your skin goes completely to pale.
What are the best ways to protect your skin? Last question.
Well, staying indoors, but then you wouldn't get vitamin D. You need a little bit of that. The best way to do it is sunscreen, but even better than sunscreen is to wear a full UVF, like long sleeve things. Cover up is the best way to stay looking young. I believe, and I've done every substance, you know, I've partied and all that sort of stuff, but I think for 46, my skin's not terrible. And you might see, because I still, to this moment, I have sunscreen blotches on my face because I came home from vacation. I wear so much, and I don't wash.
All right. Dr. Cronin, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10's the best, how did Jim do on his knowledge of dermatology?
I think he did awesome.
Thanks, brother.
8.5.
What?
Woo! Boom, shakalaka.
Get
Do
out
it.
of here. I don't know if that's accurate.
May
but
the
we'll like-
seed of your
Okay.
loins be fruitful in the belly of your woman, man.
Yeah.
See, I was going to give him a high score because I felt like he bullshitted really well.
I know. So, there were some questions that you didn't even ask me. Like, what's the measuring amount for a melanoma? What's the terminology for that?
Go ahead.
It's a Clark something. Clark factor 4 or Clark.
Man, you
still,
do know
does he
that.
still get an 8.5, Dr. Cronin?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Clark's level. Level. That's how we measure melanomas. The depth of the melanoma.
8.75. Yeah.
Clark 4. If you go to Clark 4, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
My brother had a Clark 4.
That's a bad one.
He had Clark 4 cut out of him.
So confidence he did well?
Yeah, I was going to give him a 9 on confidence.
9, that's like 17.
He doesn't need to try ecology.
I'll
He already
skip.
knows ecology.
Yeah.
I already know.
I'll give you a 20 on it, Center. You're in Skin City, baby. So ask Jim, what is a dermatologist? He said skin doctor. Is it as simple as that?
So, yeah, I mean, a dermatologist specializes in the diseases of the skin, the hair, the nails, mucous membranes.
Yeah, I never thought about the nails or hair, but that does make sense, I guess.
We were just talking to a proctologist earlier on,
Was
and
our other
he
episode.
said, Dr. Camarava said that there's only 2 places on the human body where you can have an open wound and things will just heal up without getting infected. And he said that's the scalp where the hair grows and the colon. Is that correct? Because I was quite amazed by that.
Well, no, I don't think that is correct.
Oh.
You mentioned Mohs surgery, and Dr. Mohs never closed any of his wounds when he removed cancer, and the body wants to heal. It will heal. It just takes some time.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah. All right. And the first school of dermatology, do we know where that was and when that was?
So, dermatology has been part of medicine since the Egyptian times. But to be an actual specialty, it wasn't really until like the mid 1850s, about 1850. And the first school in America was at NYU, New York University. But before that, most dermatologists trained in Vienna. Jim was close with Switzerland.
I felt like it was somewhere in Europe they would have all gone crazy about the dermis or whatever.
Yeah.
Is Australia number one for skin cancer? Do you have stats on that? Because I always tell people that.
It's correct. That's correct.
Because it feels like
fair-skinned people living in the tropics.
Yeah, like we have adverts on our TV constantly to look out for. Have you ever heard the term slip, slop, slap, sir?
Absolutely. Was it slip on a hat, slap on a...
it's slip on a shirt,
sunscreen,
slap on sunscreen,
slip on a
and
shirt.
slap on a hat. Slip, slop, slap. There's another one they've added now.
Wait, is that an American? I mean,
It's an
that's an Australian thing, but you know that, Dr. Cronin, from Australia? Or?
Oh, yeah. It was a very effective public health campaign.
Yeah, it was all the ads. Slip, slop, slap. Before you leave the house, kids, don't forget to slip, slop, slap.
Wait, what is it again? Slip
On
the
a shirt,
stop,
slap
drop,
on
and roll
sunscreen, and slap on a hat.
Slop on
Slap on a
sunscreen.
sunscreen and
Yeah.
slap on a hat?
Slip on a shirt, slap on sunscreen, and
okay.
slap on sunscreen, and slap on a hat.
I like it.
This is...
Slip, slop, slap.
This
Slip, slop,
part, describe as many functions of the skin as you can. Holding bones and organs in place, stopping your body from spilling onto the concrete, keeping hair and head. I mean, is it really holding your organs in the place?
It's holding everything. Without your skin, what are you?
I don't know. I
It's
feel
like Tupperware.
thought
You would,
muscles was
you
doing
would just
that
be
more.
like a skeleton trying to hold your heart in like this.
Yeah.
Ah, if only I had skin.
What are the functions of...
I wish I had skin. Oh, eyeball. Skin, I miss you.
Can you tell us the functions of skin, please, Dr. Cronin?
Well, Jim was pretty correct. A couple of things he didn't mention was that it's immunological. It protects us from bacteria. We have cells that recognize foreign antigens in our skin. It also is something that it provides insulation. We have a layer of fat beneath the skin that gives us insulation and storage of calories, our fat beneath the skin. And also our temperature control is done in the skin by sweating.
Just asking for a friend. When you get really fat and then you lose a lot of weight and then you have excess skin, how fat can I get before that will be an issue where I'll get the excess skin? Like, is it just you get what I'm saying? Like, because I keep on getting really fat and then I lose me weight and my skin sort of stays all right, but I feel like I just haven't gone over the tipping spot yet.
Well, you get concerned about stretch marks. If you start to get stretch marks, then the skin won't return to normal.
So as soon as a stretch mark happens, that skin's
once you have
done,
so much extra skin, the only solution sometimes is surgical to remove that. You see that when people have, significant weight loss and they have the hanging folds of skin, I think you alluded to earlier.
And with the stretch mark, so why would, if there's a God, like I assume, okay, so we're not going to get into religion, but like let's say there's a man on a cloud, right? And why would he make it so that women, when they get pregnant, get stretch marks? That seems a little unfair.
I'll have to ask him if I meet him.
It does feel like that's a design fault, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and of course, not every woman does get stretch marks. So it is interesting. Some people suffer worse from stretch marks than others.
I get stretch marks. I got them. I got them on my hip here.
I'm sure I have them. I haven't looked, but I've been fat for a while, so it's got to be.
Yeah,
They got
but
to be.
I've told you, you're the healthiest, unhealthy-looking human being on earth. You're going to be 100 years old, and they're going to go, "What's your secret?" And you're going to go like, "Corn dogs with the side salad."
Side salad.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I'm a big fan of therapy. I go to therapy, as I always say, if you're down or you just need to talk through things with people. Therapy is a good place to start. What do you got to lose? What if you go there and it helps? What if you go there and it doesn't help? At least you'll know. But I'm telling you, it will help. There are many points in life when you feel like you're stuck and you don't know which direction you want your life and whether you're in over your head. You don't want to face this alone. Talking through these choices with a therapist give you clarity that you might be missing.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about BetterHelp too is that if you don't vibe with your original therapist,
Get another one.
You can change at no cost, which is a lot harder to do when you're doing in-person therapy. And not every therapist is going to be a match. So if you find somebody that you're not vibing with, just move on to the next one. It's kind of like dating.
Just say it to them during the session. I'm getting another one. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched up with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time with no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/IDK today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IDK.
With the busy fall season just around the corner, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for all those jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Too busy with your end of summer goals to cook, but want to look like you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and get the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, whilst getting the added flavour and nutrition and the quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. Well, that's faster than even I thought. 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy and get back to crushing your goals. Refresh your healthy habits without missing a beat. Choose from 34 plus weekly flavor packed dietitian approved meals ready to eat in 2 minutes. Level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in a record time. Treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. On the go, you're busy like me? Sure you are. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy up with Lunch to Go, effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go, no microwave required. Looking for calorie-conscious options ahead of a busy schedule? Try delicious, dietitian-approved, calorie-smart meals with around, probably 800, 900 calories. Let's read what they reckon here. 550 calories. Straight out the door. Ooh. 550 calories per serving. Need a boost to support your wellness goals and feel your best for the rest of summer? Try Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. Round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus, might be 46, 47, add-ons, including breakfast items or delicious apple cinnamon pancakes. Ooh. Yeah, that does sound good. Bacon and cheddar egg bites, potato, bacon and egg breakfast skillets, or for easy wellness boost, try our refreshing beverage options like cold pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. With Factor, you can rest assured that you're making a sustainable choice. We offset 100% of our delivery emissions. It's pretty good. Source 100% renewable electricity for all of our product sites and offices, and feature sustainably sourced seafood in all of our meals.
Nice.
So good for you, good for the environment, good for everyone. This August, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meal delivered straight to your door, ready in 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. The other day, I had the creamy Parmesan chicken. You cooked that for me, Jack. Mm-hmm. No, you didn't. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I cooked it for myself. It was so delicious. I wanted to try another one. I threw the shredded taco bowl. Ooh. Love me a taco. Love me shredded chicken. Put it in a bowl. What? In the microwave, and I downed that. That was easy to eat. I had both meals for dinner, and I don't regret the decision at all. I'm happier. Head to factormeals.com/IDACAT50 and use the code IDACAT50 to get 50% off. That's a big saving. So that code is IDACAT50, IDKAT50 at Factor Meals, FACTORMEALS.com/IDACAT50. IDCAT, IDKAT 50 to get 50% off. That's code IDCAT50 at factormeals.com/IDCAT50 to get 50% off.
Different skin types. What are the different skin types, Dr. Cronin?
Well, Jim said black, brown, and white.
Well, okay, and there's
and
mixtures in between. You can mix all the colours up, but that's your 3 colour palettes.
Well, it's interesting because when you talk about skin types, there's different ways of looking at it. Dermatologists often look at it as hair-bearing skin versus glabrous skin. Glabrous skin is the non-hair-bearing skin, like on the palms and soles of the feet, in your genitals, umbilicus around your nipples, where you don't grow hair. So that's 2 different types of skin.
You tell the
cosmetic companies talk about 5 different types of skin. You know, the oily, combination, dry skin, sensitive skin. But then probably the big one is Fitzpatrick type, which I think you're getting at, Jim, was the different colors. And there's 6 gradations where one is really, really pale white and always burns when it goes in the sun. And then 6 is deeply, darkly pigmented and really never burns. So the gradations are 1 through 6. So those are the types of skin according to Fitzpatrick type. I tell
you what, I've never met this Fitzpatrick fella, but I'll tell you, that guy burns. I know a few things about names. The reason he had to figure this out is because every time that cunt went out in the sun, he fucking burnt, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking do a study on this." There was no one who didn't burn who thought, "I'll do more research."
What system of the human body is the skin part of? Jim said the circulatory.
So it's called the integumentary system, and that includes the hair, the nails, and the skin.
So nails are just skin? Is that what we're?
Yeah, it's thought to be a product of your skin, like your hair. Your hair grows out of your skin.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so isn't it like a rhino's horn is made of hair, right?
I don't know.
It's not
I think it is.
Correct.
I think it's
That's
hair.
correct.
I think it's hair.
That's
yeah,
correct.
it's hair, so it's all part of the skin.
Yeah.
So like a tusk or whatever, that's all skin. It's still built up, and these are our nails, our claws.
A tusk is like tooth. A tusk is like tooth, but the rhino horn is
the
hair.
rhino horn's hair, right?
Yeah.
So it's part of the circular system.
No, that's not what he said.
And what did he say for it?
I don't remember.
Integumentary.
Integumentary,
my dear.
Integumentary.
Integumentary, my dear.
Integumentary, my dear. Yeah, it's so super easy. We'll ask that again in 2 more questions. See if you get that. Me too. Integumentary. How many skin cells does the average person have? Jim says 25,000.
So, I had to look this up for us. It's 1.6 trillion skin cells.
Slightly off.
That's a little bit more than 25,000. 1.2 trillion.
Yeah.
I like how you just looked at your arm
yeah.
like you could see them.
Yeah, it makes sense. Now that I look at my
Actually,
arm,
yeah.
checks out. Yeah. And then, do you know the percentage of the human's body weight the skin makes up?
Yeah, it's somewhere between 14 and 16%.
No, it wasn't bad with
you were
20%.
But that is a lot though, more than because you'd think. But I guess if it's all the layers we're talking about, that's where the weight.
If you lost all the weight and just got down to like 16% of what you are now,
Yeah.
you'd just be a bag of skin.
No, 16% left. Yeah. Well, the bones. You gotta have the bones still.
You would have lost them.
Or no bones.
You're down to just 16% of what your weight is
Just
now.
a skin suit.
Side, no brain.
You're just a pile of skin on the ground, man.
I'll be dead.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's something you should do.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what would happen.
Now, does skin grow back and renew? Jim said, yes, it grows back in layers. Psoriasis is when skin layers grow back too quickly. That's what he was saying.
Well, he's right. That's like hypergrowth of skin is psoriasis, but healing takes place at different rates in different parts of our body. Like our face and our scalp heal very quickly. It takes about a week to heal. On our arms and hands, it takes about 10 days. And on our feet and lower legs, it takes 2 weeks.
That's not fun. The foot, that's the worst place to get a cut. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I didn't know.
It's a long time to heal.
I didn't realize that it took that longest to heal, though. But I mean, besides it hurting, it's always something like it took a long time to heal. But I thought it was just my brain until now.
What, feet take
No,
longer
it's
to
true.
heal when you get cut.
That's what he's saying. That's what the doctor's saying. Yeah.
But it feels like that's like the stuff that walks on rocks all the time.
But
What
we
are you
wear
talking about?
shoes mostly.
Yeah, we wear shoes. I get
When's the last time you walked through rocks?
I get
I was
cracked.
at the beach the other day walking on rocks and stuff.
I get cracked heels. I have one heel that cracks more than others. It's like with skin. If I don't like moisturize and stuff, I have to do it. That's like a condition, right? Or is that just I need to? Is that something?
He's not a podiatrist.
Yeah.
Moisturize.
I don't know. It's skin.
I don't want to see your manky fucking.
I'm not going to
cracked
show him
feet.
the feet. No.
Show him the good one first. Walk him into it.
I was supposed to massage those at one point.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to get a pedicure for you.
Yeah, the
massage,
things he
right?
does, he makes people massage his feet. They're cracked all over.
You've never done it. Jack lost a bet. He was supposed to massage my feet. He never did.
Yeah.
Semi-related to the does skin grow back. So I had two like prominent moles in when I was younger. One on my cheek, and
One
then
was a
one
movie star. One was a politician.
and then one on the side of my head, and then I got a halo nevi. Is it nevi or nevis or something like that? So a white ring around the mole, and it was like that for a while, and then over time the moles just completely disappeared. Like there's not a trace of them on my face.
What?
Is that something I should be worried about?
Those
Because I
crop
guess it's been
circles?
20 years since it happened. I should look into it maybe.
Well, yes. We often get nervous when we see a halo nevus because that means there's an immunological response to your mole and your body is making that reaction. And sometimes a person has a melanoma when they have a halo nevus. So it is important that you do get looked at and evaluated. 20 years ago, that's wonderful, and hopefully
I think
you've
I
seen a
did get it looked
dermatologist
at
since
then, but I just once it disappeared, I was like, where the hell did that thing go? And then never thought about it.
Follow-up question. How long has Kelly got?
6 months.
I got a thing on my neck here.
Yeah, a little bump there.
A little bump there.
Yeah.
And they cut it out all the time. The doctors sit and they go, oh, God. We're going to have to do an autopsy. And they cut a little bit off. And it always comes out all right.
Not an autopsy.
Like a biopsy.
Yeah.
And they do a biopsy. And they cut it and they check it again. And then they go, but if it grows back. And then it grows back. And then they biopsy. And they go, it's been there for like 8 years, and they keep doing it. So I'm just gonna.
It's just a party.
Moneymaker.
It's
Let
either,
'em
it's
stay
either
with
gonna
you.
kill me or not. Man. But my brother had a Clark 4 melanoma. That's a bad one. It's a bad one. They caught it just in time before it went into the bone and stuff, man.
Damn.
That's a bad
So
one.
Jim, that puts you at high risk. That puts you at high risk if your brother's had a melanoma. So if you have a direct relative who's had melanoma, your risk of melanoma is much higher.
Well, I once got 3rd-degree burns from the sun when I was a kid. I fell asleep or whatever, and it was my whole face was blistered and pus was coming out. And I was like, I've never seen anyone get sunburnt as bad as what happened to me. And is it true that most melanomas are actually happen from sun damage that you had as a child, or is it from recent sun damage?
So with melanoma, we tend to associate it with a severe sunburn like you're describing. The other skin cancers tend to be more associated with tanning and long-term sun exposure, the basal cell carcinoma, the squamous cell carcinoma. But melanoma is the one that's associated with a severe sunburn. It sounds like you had one.
Yeah, I know. I've had many. But since then, I'm so into protecting myself from the sun.
I've never met anyone that wears more sunscreen than you.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you're on
no.
it. You're always like, we play golf or this. You're always like, you want sunscreen? And I wear sunscreen too, but you're like on it.
Yeah, no,
like-
because I got burnt so bad I was in the hospital with
Yeah.
gauze on me and shit, man. And that was just from the sun, like
Yeah.
burnt, like regular. You couldn't recognize me, like it was all fucking.
One of the worst summers I got was in Australia.
Australian sunburn will fuck you up. Now, the last time I got a bad sunburn, I went whitewater rafting in tropical Queensland up near Cairns.
Yeah.
And I got on the raft, and the whole thing was a 3-hour thing. And when I started, I had sunscreen. And then by the end, I was just sitting
The
out in the
water
sun
and all that, yeah.
and the water. And then that last hour just fucking crushed me. And I couldn't move. I was just laying on my back, just being covered in aloe vera the whole time.
Yeah.
Aloe vera was a maid that we had working for us. She did many jobs around the house. One of them was covering me when I was sunburned.
different layers of skin called? This is where I don't know if Jim got.
She called me Steve because I never told her my real name.
He said there's 5 layers. The ones he knows of are dermis, epidermis, superdermis, dermatost. And yeah, said one of them is a hard skin, loves elements. Number 2 supports the outer. Can we talk about the different layers of skins, Dr. Cronin?
Sure. He's partially right. There's epidermis, the dermis, and then the subcutaneous fat. But the epidermis can be divided into 5 layers, so that might be why he was thinking of 5 layers. And they talk about the stratum corneum, the stratum lucidum, the stratum granulosum, the stratum spinosum, and the stratum germinativum. That's just more dividing of the epidermis.
Which one's your favorite out of those?
I missed that.
Which one's your favorite out of those ones that you mentioned? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I think probably the subcutaneous fat.
You're a subcutaneous guy.
You can't even say it.
That's crazy.
I like Dr. Cronin.
believe that.
I like how you gave Jim credit too. He's like, the reason he probably said 5 is because there's 5 layers of 7.
No, because I know there's always 5 layers. There's 5 layers somewhere. It's either that or a dip.
Bean dip. Yeah.
It's a 7-layer dip. Yeah.
No, not in my house.
And so, what are the different roles of those then? Again, you were saying.
So yes, the epidermis is really is to hold the top layer together to protect your skin. It harbors defensive cells like Langerhans cells to fight infection. The dermis is the strength and elasticity of the skin, and the subcutaneous fat is the fuel reserve, and it acts as a cushion and insulation.
Got it. All right, and then sweat glands. Like, how do those work, and how many of those do we have?
So actually, I don't know the number of how many billions of sweat glands we have, but Jim said that it's to
cool.
What did he say? He said that it would to help the temperature.
Hot. Yeah, it regulates the temperature. Yeah,
it regulates temperature.
So it helps adjust the temperature. He was right about that. And how does it work? Well, when you're hot, obviously you release this cooling liquid that lowers the temperature as it evaporates off your skin. So the evaporation of the sweat off your skin is what's lowering the temperature on your skin when it's hot.
Yeah. Do you know what?
And the interesting thing is we have 2 types of sweat. We have eccrine sweat glands and we have apocrine sweat glands. And the apocrine sweat glands are more so in the genital and armpit area and have some kind of link to pheromones.
Why does my sweat smell worse when I'm fearful or ashamed?
That's a great question, because that's the apocrine sweat usually coming out of your armpits or your genital area, and it does smell differently, and it releases these pheromones. So maybe you're communicating to people that you're having some kind of problem. I think that's probably the way to think about it.
If my mother was in, so I don't sweat on stage very badly. I sweated that badly on TV. I like to have a little thing in my armpits. I put like a panty line, like a period pad in my armpits, which other people do it for me. I don't do it, but that's a common TV thing.
They did that on the 1% Club.
Yeah.
2 of your contestants put the
I put the pads in there. You put your pads underneath for when you do telly. Right, but I've always been told by people that I don't, like my hair and makeup people, that I don't sweat too much in comparison to other actors. They don't have to mop me off or anything. But if I was on stage and my mother was in the audience and I could see her, my whole body would break out in sweat. Like my whole body would just like like it was an animal trying to like make people stop touching me or something. and my whole face and it had a different smell. I would stink and fear sweat or whatever it was, but there was something different going on. So there you go.
Thank you.
So some people get that treated with Botox injections now.
You can get Botox in your armpits.
Well, Botox stops you from sweating?
It kills everything under there, yeah.
Ah, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot. I sweat, like, even if it's not hot out, I just start sweating.
Are you sweating right now?
Even if I'm in shape. No, I'm not sweating right now. Like, if I'm just sitting still. But it's air conditioning. But every girlfriend I've had pretty much has told me that I don't smell, though.
Yeah. He picks them all for that very reason. Who sweats more, men or women?
So I was always taught that horses sweat, men perspire, and women glow.
Yeah. But what's the real answer?
I don't know the answer. I don't know that there's a difference.
I don't know. I think probably men sweat more than women. I don't know. You very rarely see a woman. I guess in the gym they sweat in their armpits and down their chest.
I think there's a stress thing with women sweating and stuff too. Like you see, yeah.
Kelly, you're a woman.
Yeah.
Certain medications I sweat more. Like I found my anxiety meds made me sweat. I don't take them anymore and don't have a problem.
So there's a condition called hyperhidrosis where people sweat on their palms when they get nervous.
Oh yeah.
And they don't want to shake hands with people because they're so sweaty. That's another thing that you can treat with botulinum toxin.
I know a person like that too, and then they wouldn't shake your hand because they were embarrassed and stuff, and I always felt bad for them. I was like, that's gotta suck.
I've had sweaty palms before, like I've played a show, but I didn't feel nervous, but my hands were just sweaty.
Well, see, the human body, even if you don't feel nervous, it still can be nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you some things about me before I go on stage. Now, for years and years, for about 10 years, maybe 15 years, I've been doing comedy for 25 years, right? 26, 27 years, right? For about 15 years, I had to do a shit before a performance. My body, even if I was feeling calm, I had to do a shit. But to this day, my dick turtles up small as it can go right before I go on stage. I think it thinks we're about to get into a fight and it needs to protect itself.
Well, certain gigs, yeah.
But the rest of my life, it's hanging fine. But like, I'll never whip my dick out on stage because it goes back like, we're ready. Showtime.
It's like when you take your dog
you find
to the
that
vet.
funny?
It's like he knows we're going
I
to the vet.
don't know if I've ever even thought about it, honestly.
Check your dick property.
I'll do it.
No, seriously, check
I have
your
a show tonight. I'll
check your
get back
dick
to you.
property right before you go on stage.
Yeah.
Compare it to like now when you finish the podcast, right? to right before you go on stage. My one goes right like we're going to get punched, and my balls tuck up a little bit as well in case someone kicks me.
That's probably a defense thing.
I'm like in ninja mode before I go on stage, and I feel as calm as calm. I used to not be able to eat before I went on stage, but now I could walk on with like a turkey leg.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing. I wouldn't eat, but now I just eat. I don't care. Yeah. Wrinkles. Why do we get wrinkles? Jim said squinting, sun, UV light, smoking.
So he's right. It's the breakdown of the collagen, and it's caused by ultraviolet radiations. It's caused by smoking. A lot of people think it has to do with getting older, but it seems to be more damage from ultraviolet light than getting older.
Breakdown of collagen. Okay.
Right. So to all my Australians who I love very much, coming to see Australia, always excited to be there. But let's tell the truth about Australians, right? Australians age really harsh after 30 because our sun's so harsh.
Yeah.
And that's the real thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you fuck around with that Australian sun, you will age quick. I think I look slightly younger because I lived in England for so many. The British were noticeably younger looking than Australians when I was living in England, and that was I would say the 10 happiest years of my life were the years that I lived in England, and a few reasons. It was my 20s, and 20s you have a lot of fun. But I didn't put on sunscreen one fucking day. And I was drunk and on cocaine the whole time. Wonderful country.
The best country there is.
It's like Disneyland for pale people.
Can someone make their skin smoother? Jim said with fillers and collagen. I don't even know what fillers are, but
yeah, I mean, there's certain moisturizers that help rejuvenate the skin, whether alpha hydroxy acids or retin-A, tretinoin-like products. Also, people do Botox injections for wrinkles on their forehead, and filler is when they inject inert substances into the face to try and give volume, restore volume to the face, and that can get rid of wrinkles as well and make you look younger. But there's an incredible market in trying to make skin look younger.
Do you remember when we did the Jim Jefferies show? And I used to that thing where I used to slide under the box next to me, and I used to act like the person. Yeah. And there was a woman who had like filler. I just had some filler, and I've had some filler.
That's all I can picture when I hear the word filler now. Is that impression? Filler.
As soon as the doctor said what it was, I was like, oh, filler. Okay.
That was our trick.
Yeah.
I used to
You did that for a while, yeah. And then Jason would be like, all right, guess you can do it.
Yeah, no one else in the show really liked it to begin with, but the audience used to lose their mind whenever I slid under the desk.
Not under the desk. You slid under the over the shoulder.
I slid under the shoulder.
Because you're not doing anything special like in studio. You just slide over to the right a little bit, so like it looks kind of silly.
Yeah, but they could see it on screens.
Yeah.
The audience would enjoy it.
I don't think this is. I think this is where Jim lost some points. What is dermatopathology? He said the pathology of the dermatome, the end of the derm.
No, this is when he got the points.
Trichology. I've tried it many times. Yeah. What are those?
So dermatopathology is the pathology of the skin. Is looking at skin under the microscope and making diagnoses based on what you see and what you can recognize. That's why you have a biopsy performed, so that dermatopathologists can look at it under the microscope and help in the diagnosis of what's going on. And trichology is actually the study of the hair. Tricho is Latin for hair, so trichology.
And then there was immunodermatology. I didn't even ask him that because I knew he was going to.
Yeah, immunodermatology is all about looking at the immune system and how it affects the skin. There's a lot of particularly autoimmune and blistering diseases that make up immunodermatology, things like bullous pemphigoid, pemphigus, and lupus per se.
Yeah, lupus.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
And are you in your lab? Is that why there's a microscope there right now? Or you're in your lab, or?
Yeah, well, I do a Mohs surgery, which Jim said had to do with a mid-level Mexican restaurant, but that's what I do.
That's the next question. What is Mohs surgery?
I love the queso there.
What is the Mohs surgery? Not the burrito place, but.
So Mohs surgery is a way to remove skin cancer with the smallest possible wound, and the surgeon also looks at it under the microscope while you're waiting, so that we can look at it and find out that the cancer is all out before you get stitched up and sent home.
Oh, cool.
Now, does the cancer appear in the place that got burnt, or can you be burnt in your face and then it shows up on your back? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because
Yes.
It's where the burn is?
It can be either.
Oh, wow, that sucks. Because
Yep.
I had a bad burn on my face. So I've always been conscious of this area just to see if anything comes up. Nothing comes up, but now I know that it can land on me back or something. Bloody hell, I'm going to have to go get me bloody moles checked.
Well, we recommend a full body skin exam, and often find skin cancers, particularly melanoma, on the rear end, where people don't normally get sunburn, but yet they show up there.
I've had 2 moles cut out of the soles of my feet.
Oof.
And they're like, the doctors, as soon as they saw him, were like, why have you got moles in the sole of your feet? Like a big one. And I had one in both feet, and they cut it out, and then they had to check it. And then both of them turned out to be benign and be nothing. But you can't walk for a few days. It's a real pain in the ass. And then the lady went, oh, do you stand up for a living? And I went, oh, haven't I got a funny answer for you?
How often should people...
having the moles on the soles or the palms of your hand are worrisome. So I can understand why they did a biopsy on it.
Right.
What was that?
How often should you be getting your skin checked? Because it's definitely been a long time for me, and now you're worrying me because I do think I have a mole in the bottom of my foot.
Well, I think if you have a family history of melanoma, then you really have to see a dermatologist frequently. But if you don't have a history of skin cancer and you don't have anything to worry about, you might want to see a dermatologist once, and then from there they'll make a decision. If you have, suspicious lesions and frequent skin cancers, a lot of patients see their dermatologist every year, every 6 months, depending on how bad their skin is.
I wear a swim top with the long sleeves, but I'm about to upgrade to one because I haven't got a lot of hair on top of my head, so it's hard to get the sunscreen in there. I'm about to update.
I have one of these.
I'm going to get the hood ones.
I have one of these.
I know, but then now it's just getting to the, why am I outside?
No, it's because you still enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I still enjoy myself.
You look silly, but who cares?
What fucking divine being would make the thing that gives us life,
You're
the
talking
sun?
about God a lot in this episode.
Yeah. I'm searching for answers. Like the thing in the sky, the sun is the whole reason we have life on this earth, right? Our distance from the sun and the way it helps things grow and it wakes you up in the morning. Anyway, right, so the sun, very useful, also will kill you.
Well, it's the same with food.
It gives and it takes away. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Pretty much everything's trying to kill us.
Food, you can decide whether you're eating it or not. So it's like, okay, so my skin. So I did one of these DNA tests. I came back 55% British and like 30% Irish, and then the rest was little bits and pieces here and there. Right now, so I'm not meant to live in other countries, really, am I? I'm meant to just live in fucking Iceland or something and just.
You need clouds.
I just need clouds and little basement pubs, don't I, to exist?
You're evolutionarily advanced for northern climates, and yet you lived in Australia, which is really bad for your skin.
Yeah, that's the worst. So evolutionary-wise, I should be good at skiing?
Well, you're good at making vitamin D in northern, snowy, cloudy climates.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Another thing to brag about.
Acne. Jim said pimples, volcano buildup of gunk and bacteria into a pore, turning it into a pimple. Is that what acne is? Just clogged pores.
Kind of. It's your hair follicles become plugged with oil and dead skin cells, and then they get infected with bacteria, particularly what is it called? Propionibacterium acnes, which is a common bacteria. It seems to be very hormonally regulated, so seems to be more a problem for teenagers, obviously.
Yeah.
And what are blackheads? Because I got them all over me nose. If I squeeze me nose, I get stuff coming out. You know, bloody pain in the neck. Those. What's the point?
So blackheads are really the first stages of acne. They're a blocking of your pores with oil or sebum, and the best thing for that is something like it's called tretinoin cream. You can put that on there, and that'll get rid of that.
Tretinoin, write that down.
Oh, well, we have a podcast recorded.
I can text
and then
it too.
psoriasis, Jim, you have that, right?
I do have psoriasis. My psoriasis at the moment isn't that bad. I'm going through a bit of a...
Doesn't it hurt your hands or something?
It does. I had a very bad time with psoriasis during COVID because of fucking hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer felt like you were burning your fucking hands off, like if it hit the psoriasis bit. It was really unpleasant. And like I remember going to a casino for the first time, and you sat down at the table, and they were like, before you touch the chips, and I was like, oh, I'm so bad, thank you. I got my whole fan. Well, one of my brothers. I get psoriasis in my ear canal. That's a fucking if I haven't killed myself because of that, I'm here forever. Because that's as irritating a fucking thing as you'll ever have is psoriasis in your ear canal. Oh my god, it drives you mad. Anyway, to anyone who's suffering with that.
I was just going to see if the doctor, I was talking to him about psoriasis. Right?
Psoriasis in your ear canal, how bad's that, man?
I think it's terribly uncomfortable and a problem that your dermatologist can help you with.
I know, I've gotten drops and stuff like that, but with the steroid they use to get rid of it, they say don't use it too much because then your body becomes reliant on it. So I try to be sparingly with that.
And there are other creams and things that you can use and other treatments for psoriasis that are available. You know, Jim, the thing that I get concerned about with psoriasis is that it's not just a skin condition. It's also associated with some other problems like arthritis, cardiovascular problems, and even diabetes.
Well, that's the thing is, so I got it in my hands, and then I started getting psoriatic or rheumatoid, one of the two. One of the arthritis is in my hands. My hands started clinking up, and then the doctor said that the psoriasis was working its way into the joints, which I thought, oh, good. Good.
Little go-getter.
I'm glad it hasn't done everything it's going to do in this world. I've got another. I'll show you another thing I got. Where are these things? These red dots, blood blisters. They're a fucking pain in the ass, those.
What did they do?
They're little blood blisters. I don't know what the medical term is, but they're like 1 in 20 people have these fucking things, and it's completely hereditary. And my mum gave them to me. Fuck it. She pissed in my genetic pool so badly. You don't know.
She's your mom, so it's half, yeah.
Oh.
Do you know these blisters? Is that a skin, or is that a...
It's called cherry angiomas.
Yeah, that's
and
the
they
one.
are hereditary.
Yeah, they're a pain in the fucking neck.
And there's nothing you can do about them?
No. The doctor goes,
Yes,
there's nothing
you get laser.
Yeah, you can get them
You can get
lasered
laser.
off. You can get them lasered off, but that's just removing them, right? The doctor said, there's not much you can do. They won't affect you, and they will get worse as you get older. And I'm like, oh, good. Good to know. Get worse, you say? Because you get one on the top of your fucking head, and then you go get your hair cut. You have to go avoid it, because if someone nicks it with a fucking comb...
Ow.
Oh, so the only ones that get removed are on the top of me bloody head. The other ones I let live and let live.
I have a thing right here on my where my thumb meets my hand.
Bring it into camera.
It's been no.
Okay, I just got to tell you, so that no one listens to this podcast, we just don't have health insurance.
So I keep booking doctors.
Yeah, we just did an episode with a proctologist.
Oh God! You didn't show it to the proctologist.
Yeah, Jim has hemorrhoids. So right here on my hand, this right there, it's been itchy, but no rash shows up for like 2 weeks. I don't know what that
Ah, boo-hoo.
is. What is that?
Bloody...
It is funny that
I got-
Forrest is so healthy because he always has an ailment.
Yeah, I got a red bump that makes my head bleed all the time. You go, hand's a bit itchy.
I don't know. It
There's
just,
no lump or anything,
No, but
but
no
it's ever
rash.
so itchy, and it hasn't gotten any worse, and it's been there for a long time.
no, a couple weeks.
Give me a look at it. I'll tell you what it is.
There's nothing there.
Give me a look at it. Let me feel it. Is it contagious? Do you think it's contagious?
No, it's not even. It's not
It's
even.
just normal. There's nothing
Not even
wrong with
leathery
it.
or anything. I don't know.
There's not even any discomfort. If you went into a doctor and went, this bit gets a bit itchy, he would fucking, he'd roll his eyes like, this cunt's wasting
I
my
haven't
time.
gone into a doctor, but Dr. Cronin was there. I was like, oh, maybe I'll ask him about
Well,
my itchy.
we'd probably ask you what you've been doing with your hand lately, and if it, have you had any exposures to anything that you think might be causing this?
I don't think
I
so.
reckon your dick's the cleanest thing on earth.
Nah.
What was your favorite hole again?
Nah. Okay. What are some other common skin conditions?
Thumbs
Moles, melanomas, vitiligo.
Vitiligo, yeah. And Jim was right. That was the condition that Michael Jackson suffered from, and he actually depigmented himself because of it was so erratic and looked strange. So he went to the process of getting rid of all his natural pigment.
Yeah, so he got rid of it all, but then in interviews he just lied and said,
Oh, that's why he did it.
No, I have vitiligo. No, that's the reason he went pale. I have sympathy for him because everyone called him a freak and that he wants to be white. He didn't want to be white. A lot of people, it starts in the back of their hand, and that's where the glove came in. It was all big blotches, and so he had the one glove on was his first thing because it starts on the back here, and then it goes up your neck. And on black people, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
And so he bleached it out. But then instead of just going, I got vitiligo, I didn't like the way I looked, so I bleached everything so it looked the same color. He went, no, this is what happens with vitiligo. And I remember when my dad had it, and I was like, no, it's bullshit. If you just own up to it. But he always sort of fluffed around his answers.
Yeah.
About everything.
That's me 2 cents on that.
I don't know if you were saying something about him, Doctor.
I'll keep my opinion to myself.
All right, and then
Yeah, I'm with you.
what are the best ways to protect your skin? Staying indoors, sunscreen, even better, wear a full UVF outfit.
That was great. Actually, Jim, I need you to do that as a PSA for us. That's exactly right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But the vitamin D, you still need vitamin D, right?
You get vitamin D. Okay, you might correct me, but I'll give my answer first. You get all the vitamin D you need within about 5 minutes of sun exposure a day. It doesn't take much. Am I correct?
It doesn't take much exposure, and you don't have to expose much of your skin to get vitamin D. And if you need vitamin D, there's other ways to get it rather than getting it from the sun. You can get it from fortified milk or orange juice, or you can even have supplements.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you get vitamin D.
Okay. Before I get to the dinner party facts, I just wanted to ask you, and if you don't want me to say this, we can cut this out, but do you write books too? This is you? Because when I was looking up stuff.
I do. Yeah, I write a detective novel series about a dermatologist who solves mysteries.
Yeah, it says the
cool.
Skin Investigator. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some stage, there's the character go like this. I think we have a mole.
Ooh.
You can have that one for free.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody, I don't know if that's your phone.
Yeah.
Somebody's
And
phone.
one of the books is called Warts and All. No?
This one's called Sunburn. The Skin Investigator Sunburn. It says a 3-part series. So
And does it, whenever he investigates, is it always skin related, or does he do other crimes?
Well, it's all about murder and murder mysteries, but it has something to do with the skin. Otherwise, it wouldn't be very authentic.
yeah. So he solves with the skin. Got it.
That's cool.
All right. So this is part of our show called Dinner Party Facts. We ask our expert to give us a fact, something obscure, interesting about the subject that they can use to impress people. What do you got for us?
So I wanted to tell you about a condition called porphyria, particularly porphyria cutanea tarda, which is a skin condition where you have a problem with the breakdown of your hemoglobin in your liver, and you get these intermediate particles called porphyrins that build up in your skin, and it makes you sun sensitive, and you get blisters, and your skin retracts from your mouth, and you actually get hair growth, like a hair growth on your forehead. And it's thought that this condition may have been the idea of where vampires came from, because if they went outside in the sunshine, they get blisters. Their skin will blister, and they have to avoid daylight. And then the retraction of their lips around their teeth made their look like they had fangs, and their hair kind of gave them that kind of Eddie Munster widow's peak kind of look. And so there's many people who think that our idea of what vampires suffer from is based on this disease. The interesting thing about this disease is it's caused by damage to your liver, and it can be from hepatitis or over drinking.
Ah, all right.
Damn.
What's that one called again? Porphyria?
Porphyria.
Porphyria. Yeah.
Porphyria, the vampire
That
one.
one, yeah, they can't get the sun.
Well, very good. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Terry Cronin. Again, you can follow him on Instagram at Passion for Dermatology. And also, please make sure to go to the American Academy of Dermatology's website at aad.org. And also books. He's got a book, the Skin Investigator. You can buy one of his novels as well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being on the podcast, Doctor. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. It was a real honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever at a party and someone comes up to me and goes, "Do you think this mole's okay?" You go, "I don't know about that," and then walk away. Good night, Australia.